What is up, guys? In this video I'm gonna show you how you can turn boring splice loops into unique pieces of ear candy to your UK garage tracks. So let's dive straight into the video. Okay guys, let's get to it. So we all know that Splice hosts an infinite numbers of samples, presets and so on, and it can sometimes be daunting to actually use stuff in a unique way. So what I tend to do is not use the samples at its whole. I tend to chop them. So if we dive into this project, this is just an idea that I played around with a couple of days ago. Let's just have a listen to it so you can get the idea of what the track sounds like. So here it goes. The initial idea that I got was I got some chords here. And it's just like a kalimba and just like a pluck layer. And then like I built the track around. Okay, so this is actually the basic idea that I played around with before adding the Splice samples. So let's have a listen. Okay, so what I hear here is that I have a lot of drums and a bass and some melodic components that really work, but it's kind of empty. If we take a closer look, all of these muted pieces here are samples from Splice that I just chopped up. So let's have a listen to them on its own. Okay, so this is the samples. Okay, so a lot of stuff is happening right now, and in this video I'm just gonna go through each of them and how they add up some melodic ear candy to the rest of the track. So if we take the first piece here, this is some kind of sweep. And I actually just reversed like a chord stab. And then, of course, as you can hear, there's some effects going on. I'm not going to dive into the effects in this video, but it's some delay, some compression, EQ, and then it's being sent to an instrument bus, doing some more compression, and then to a reverb send. And you can use stock plugins as well. You have this sound here, and then we have like this kind of synth stab as well. And it has a lot of reverb as well. And this is mainly to get some width and some stereo to the track. And then moving on, I have this loop here. And this is actually not a splice loop, but you can use it. This like the idea, the approach. But it's actually, I think it's a longer sample. Yeah, this is actually the whole beat being exported and then being pitched up and then being put into a lot of processing. And then I found like some small bits here that I really liked. So this one. And I think you should try to do the same approach with the splice loop. So find like a longer sample on Splice and then chop out the parts and bits that you think sounds really nice. And then combine them with other samples like I did here. Okay, let's move on. So here, this is a mixture of a lot of things. So let's start with this sound. This is some kind of, I think it's like some kind of FM bass thing. Yeah, some really like housey stuff. And I just took like, I think it's actually just the first stab and I really liked it. Yeah. And then the next one is a sweep again. Yeah, and that's also just like a stab thing. And then moving on, I have this here. just some like chord stabs, and you can see here they're from Splice. And I just tend to look for like of course the key, and then the tempo. It really doesn't matter that much to me because I just time stretch them so it fits the BPM of the track. So here I just cut it out this bit here. Yeah. And it just adds up some stuff. And what you should pay attention to is when you do this approach, you should not have things, all other things muted. You should really like play your track and then add stuff and subtract stuff and see what works and what doesn't work. So you really have to like play around, like what kind of feeling and vibe it gives to the track. And I wanted like a more melodic, like some kind of mellow vibe to it with a lot of different things happening. And then we have this one here. This is like some kind of arpeggiator thing. And I think this is like the last bit here. Sounds like this. Yeah, just to like to emphasize where the bar is changing to another bar. So there's like some kind of change. And then I actually have another arpeggiator thing here. It sounds like this. Like really, really crazy and spacey, but it works. Yeah, really like adds a lot of stereo width to the track. And then we have these chord stabs here. And I think I used the first two hits here. Yeah. And I think that's because like here on the last two hits, the filter cutoff was way too open, so it got a little bit too bright to my taste. So yeah, these are actually the samples that I chopped out from bits of Splice samples. So let's listen to all of them. On its own, it really like sounds like a bunch of stuff happening. But now let's try to listen to all of the elements in context with the rest of the track. And then I'm gonna try to mute like A and B so you can hear like the difference that they add to the track. So this is with everything. And muted. Let's take it another time. So I think it sounds really, really awesome, and it really like fills up the frequencies that were lacking a little bit. And then again, the vibe that I was going for was a little bit more spacious and like some kind of lo-fi, I guess. So that's why I added a lot of reverb and delay to these bits here. So yeah, I really think like it works. So my advice to you guys is to go to Splice, search for the key of your track, and then go nuts. Find a lot of stuff that you like, download them, and then try to digest each sample and try to pick the small bits that really add some flavor and like really add some vibe to your track. So, and it's also a way to like use Splice, but in a kind of a more unique way. So you could actually, I could bounce all of these elements into one audio file and it will be a completely new sample. So it will be a sample made out of a lot of Splice samples, if you get the idea. So, so yeah, that's actually it for this video. So this was mainly just to show how I use Splice loops. was it for this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel. It will help me so much to build more content for you guys in the future. So I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe.